Hi, I'm Matt with the Intergalactic Herald. Welcome to my How to Play Star Atlas SAGE Starbased Beginner's Guide. So first, let's talk a little bit about what is the Star Atlas SAGE Starbased. So Star Atlas created a article on Medium that goes through that. So let me bring that up. So, Star Atlas published a article on Medium about their new chapter in the chapter in SAGE called Starbase. Now, SAGE again stands for Star Atlas Golden Era. It is the browser-based version of Star Atlas, and this is enhancements they put onto that. So, thought I would go through and basically give you a beginner's guide to what we'll just start calling it Starbased is. But again, I would recommend checking out this article. I'll put a link to it so you can get to it directly, or you can, of course, see the URL up there. But basically, this article goes through the different mechanisms and things that are in there about basically building Starbases, upgrading, upkeeping, and different things like that. So let's go ahead and I'll go through a few things that are basically an overview of Starbased. So again, let's do an overview of Starbased. First, this is an update to the Star Atlas SAGE Labs. Star Atlas has lots of different names. Basically, this is their browser-based game, the way we can start using some of our digital assets in Star Atlas within a browser-based game. How this fits in the larger, bigger picture of the Star Atlas metaverse, Star Atlas, again, does have a number of different things. SAGE, Starbased in this case, is their browser-based game. They also have a more traditional not first person, but where you get into it using different gaming engines, in this case, Unreal Engine 5. It's called the Showroom right now. There's also a marketplace that's on their website where you can buy and sell different Star Atlas assets, in this case, things that are based on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. They also have a DAO, a distributed autonomous organization, where you can get voting rights to different proposals that are occurring within the Star Atlas metaverse. And lastly, Star Atlas does have their own Discord, and you can then go in there and talk with different community members, sometimes even talk to the team directly. So before we get started, I wanted to put a couple things. One, this guide assumes you're already familiar with Star Atlas, the game, and the other aspects of its metaverse. You're familiar with blockchain, how to add money or tokens or other assets in there. I do actually have a beginner's guide on my website at intergalacticherald.com/star-atlas-guide that goes through all of those things. So, the rest of the videos that are going to be in this series will assume you've already done those things. So there are a few caveats related to Starbased. First, it is an early access pre-alpha version of the game, so there are bugs, there are things that don't work, and well, you just have to live with that if you want to play with it. So again, just be always keep in mind if something's not working, or again, this is early access into a pre-alpha version of the game. Also, additionally, there are abilities to use different fleets, which are composed of different ships. It is definitely harder to do different things with small fleets within Starbase. These relate to the mechanisms in the game, and I'll be going over those in other videos. But these will be things like scanning, mining, transport. Unfortunately, small fleets do have a disadvantage. However, what I'm trying to show in this video is how to use the different commands, and you can make your own judgment on whether or not this is something you'd like to do. Because this is a blockchain game, it runs on the blockchain called Solana. So every action within the game does require certain transaction fees to occur within Solana. These are small, sometimes fractions of a penny. However, they do add up over time, and so be aware that in addition to having assets and tokens related to Star Atlas, you will have to actually pay Solana transaction fees, and those fees may or may not be something that you could sustain. Additionally, the Solana blockchain does from time to time have congestion issues. There's nothing the Star Atlas team can do about that. It's just part of the larger ecosystem of running on a blockchain. So if things take a while to refresh or things like that, it could be related to congestion. one good thing is to go on to the Star Atlas Discord, and you can follow along. Sometimes people are mentioning that. The final thing to bring up is recently Star Atlas has announced that the browser-based version, in this case, we'll call it Sage Labs, in particular the version called Starbased, will at some point be fully retired, and they'll be moving these gameplay mechanisms to the Unreal Engine 5 version of the game. So when will that occur? We don't know. But at this point, this is the only way within the Star Atlas metaverse to interact with these different things. So, kind of beware of that if you want to determine whether or not you want to get into this and do that. The good thing, though, is the assets, the things you're purchasing, the tokens, they will be interchangeable on any of the products, whether the Star Atlas team develops or external community partners develop it. So those assets will go forward. It may be that this specific game, based in a web browser called Sage Labs Starbased, will be eventually retired at some point. So again, these aren't reasons not to proceed ahead, but there are things to be aware of so that setting proper expectations. So there are some prerequisites before you get into Starbased. First, you do need some tokens from Star Atlas. Star Atlas has 2 tokens. Atlas is one of their tokens, and Polis is their other token. At the present time, to do the different gameplay actions within Starbased, you only need Atlas for a few things. You do not need Polis, which is their governance token. However, these are the 2 tokens, and so I wanted to make sure you're aware that they exist. You need a ship. Maybe that's self-explanatory, but yes, you do need a ship to turn into a fleet in order to do some of the actions such as scanning or mining. In order for those ships to be able to do things, they do need resources. There are 4 resources within the Star Atlas ecosystem currently. Those are food, fuel, ammo, and toolkits. There are also other resources, and that's part of why you would want to play Star Atlas SAGE Starbased, because you may want to mine for some of the raw materials, which we'll go into in future videos. Or you may want to take those raw materials and craft them, i.e. combine them or manipulate them into other things, such as food or fuel or ammo or toolkits. And there are other components that will be part of the Starbased upgrading and upkeeping, which, again, we'll go into in future videos. So, but you do need kind of all of these things. So, but again, getting ahead of ourselves, these are just kind of getting some of the prerequisites so you know that there are things you need to come to in this game to get started.